First at 4, live pictures from the Supreme Court where President Biden's plan to forgive student loan debt is front and center. Hear the debate inside the high court over whether it's legal to cancel those loans for millions. Hey there, Kim.
Hey, Karen, it's a beautiful afternoon. We've got plenty of sunshine, temperatures in the low to mid 40s. And there's a warm up coming up tomorrow, but then big changes for the end of the week. I'll have your forecast coming up. Paula?
You know, this could be one of those tortoise and a hare kind of things you hear about, because getting the power back on is going at a tortoise's pace, threatening her and a whole bunch of other living things. You know what? Lots of stories out there. This might be one of the most unusual power outage stories you'll hear this week.
Live from downtown Detroit, Local 4 News First at 4 starts now.
Good afternoon. We begin First at 4 with some winter and spring-like weather moving into Metro Detroit all in one day. Thanks for being here, everyone. I'm Karen Drew. Let's get right over to Local 4 Warren meteorologist Kim Adams with what we should expect. Hey, Kim.
Hey, Karen. Well, it's going to be a nice evening, so we can kind of live in the moment right now and enjoy and soak up the sunshine. Temperatures are above normal in the mid to upper now 40s. It's jumped to 46 at Metro, 47 City Airport, still hanging on to the low 40s in Mount Clemens. Port Huron lags behind in the upper 30s, 41 in Pontiac, upper 40s right now in Ann Arbor. We're about 12 to 13 degrees warmer in most spots than we were at the same time yesterday. 13 degrees warmer at City Airport and in Ann Arbor, 12 degrees warmer at Metro, and 9 degrees warmer right now than it was just 24 hours ago. And we're not done there. Tomorrow we are going to warm up. We're going to have a wintry mix early in the morning, but the ground temperatures are still fairly warm because we had the warm air today. Most of what lands will, kind of melt on contact, but there could still be a rain snow mix early tomorrow morning. And then in the afternoon, we warm up nicely to a high of 54. But you might have heard a rumor about a winter storm hitting the end of the week. I'll talk more about that coming up in the forecast. But you can get all the information you need on our Forewarn Weather app.
All right. Thank you, Kim. For thousands of DTE customers, it is a 6th day in the dark. And for some businesses, they're losing a lot of money because of it. Right now, DTE says 29,000 customers are still without power right now. Now, we know 630,000 were in the dark after Wednesday's ice storm. The nursery over in Oakland County is really feeling the effects of the outages. Goldner Walsh Garden and Home over in Pontiac says it is working to save plants after 6 days without power. Paula Tutman is live at the store this afternoon on Orchard Lake near Woodward. Paula, what's the latest over there?
Hi, Karen. Hi, everybody. When you talk about the greenhouse effect of these power outages, a near Herculean task to keep these living things alive. This is literally green. This is money. The owner of Goldner Walsh Garden and Home, exhausted, wrinkled, tired, really 24/7 for the last week, trying to keep his business literally alive. There's a strange and stunning beauty of ice as it hangs on the trees and shrubs outside Goldner Walsh Garden and Home in Pontiac. But its presence continued to wreak havoc.
Our power's been out since Wednesday at midnight. There's no way of running the heaters, the fans, anything without the electricity.
This is not just home to $175,000 in overwintering tropical plants, but home to Nellie, a rescue African sulcata tortoise that is even more tropical than the plants in the nursery.
She cannot tolerate temperatures below 70 degrees. So this is one of the first things I thought about is how's Nellie doing?
Every day since last Wednesday, Tim Walsh says DTE has said tomorrow. You'll have power back on tomorrow. And tomorrow never seemed to come until 12:45 this afternoon after a string of up at dawn, never-ending, grinding days to save his inventory.
Time to feed the beast.
The good news, he had a generator. The bad news,
I'm spending $200 a day just in gas to run the generator.
the good news,
I have this wood furnace.
the bad news is
I have to feed every 3 hours. But this doesn't work unless I have electricity too, because I have the heat blowing out of the vents. So this just helps to maintain the temperature that we need to stay on top of in this greenhouse.
the power came back on, yay. But now at least he has light to tally the spoils.
It's very important that you be careful in this because these surges, when you turn on the power, it's almost worse than when the power goes off. So we're looking at everything, make sure there's nothing unplugged properly or whatever. And let's check in the office now. The flower shop portion is cold. The coolers aren't working. We're going through cut flowers because we can't properly maintain them. I don't have enough customers to pay for the gas alone at this time of year.
And of course, there's Nellie.
This is family for us. So she's gonna go back in her nice warm spot.
Turns out Nellie moved a hair faster than the power company. Yeah, and in case you're wondering about Nellie, this particular species will probably outlive everybody here, including the greenhouse. She'll get to be more than 100 pounds. She's going to be okay. Again, the power back on. But listen, Karen, everybody, this isn't over just yet because there was a cold snap and these plants were in the cold, and it'll take a couple of weeks to find out whether or not they were actually shocked. Tim thinks he was able to save his inventory. He won't know for sure for a couple of weeks. Karen?
Oh, your heart breaks for Tim and all these small businesses. So many people affected by this outage. All right. Thank you very much, Paula. Well, an important issue is in front of the Supreme Court today, impacting tens of millions of Americans and their money. The High Court is hearing arguments in two challenges to President Biden's plan to forgive some student loan debt. Kimberly Gill in the newsroom with today's developments, and a lot of people are following this one really closely, Kim.
Hi, Karen. Yes, so 26 million people have applied for the relief but are in legal limbo and waiting to see the outcome of this Supreme Court hearing. The program has been blocked by lower courts, and there are major doubts that it will ever go into effect. The day started with demonstrations outside the Supreme Court with people in support of the program. The People's Rally for Student Debt Cancellation included speeches from Michigan Congresswoman Rashida Tlaib. The Biden administration plan would cancel up to $20,000 of student loans for nearly 40 million people. It's expected to cost $400 billion over 30 years. Challengers argue the proposal violates the Constitution and federal law, partly because it does not include congressional approval. The Biden administration says the debt relief plan is allowed because of a law that lets the government provide student loan relief during an emergency, and they argue that emergency is the pandemic. The court's conservative justices grilled the Biden administration attorneys, suggesting it had exceeded its authority with this program.
Most casual observers would say if you're going to give up that much amount of money, if you're going to affect the obligations of that many Americans on a subject that's of great controversy, they would think that's something for Congress to act on. And if they haven't acted on it, then maybe that's a good lesson to say for the president or the administrative bureaucracy that maybe that's not something they should undertake on their own.
They can continue to try to gaslight us, to say this or that, but we all know the President of the United States has every legal authority to cancel debt in our country.
Now, the Supreme Court is expected to rule on the cases by the end of June, but in the meantime, the administration has closed the application process to the student loan program. Loan repayments have been on hold since the pandemic began and will stay that way until after the Supreme Court issues its ruling. We'll have much more from Washington coming up when you join us on Local 4 News at 5. Karen, we'll send it back to you.
All right. Thank you, Kim.
Sure.
Well, the youth hockey doctor accused of sexually assaulting patients faced new counts today. Dr. Zvi Levron was charged with 4 new counts of criminal sexual conduct in an Oakland County courtroom. It brings the total number of charges against the Farmington Hills urologist to 31. Now, most of his victims are connected to youth hockey organizations. Today, the judge offered to recuse himself because of a potential conflict of interest.
I do know the defendant. I've known him for about 18 years. I was the hockey booster president for 3 years, the high school hockey team. My son played there. My nephew played at another high school team that he was affiliated with. The defendant's actually taken stitches out of my face from a puck at his house.
Prosecutors and the defense said they had no problem with their history, so the judge will stay on the case. The head of the EPA is in East Palestine, Ohio today as federal agencies are going door to door and they're checking on families near that toxic train derailment. The EPA says it reached more than 530 homes in less than 3 days. The outreach will continue throughout the week. The 50 train cars, many carrying hazardous materials, derailed earlier this month. Some of the toxic waste was being brought to Metro Detroit. That has stopped for now. Coming up at 6, I did a little bit of digging. I found a history of violations at one of those sites in Michigan where that hazardous materials from the Ohio derailment was brought. So we will be uncovering and exposing what we found when you join us tonight at 6.